In this video, we will delve into the essential topic of forming sentences and question tags in English, which are crucial components of effective communication. Mastering sentence structures and question tags is not just about grammar. It significantly enhances your ability to convey thoughts clearly and engage in meaningful conversations. Understanding how to construct both affirmative and interrogative sentences allows you to express your ideas confidently and interact with others more effectively. Throughout this session, viewers will learn the fundamental rules for creating various types of sentences, including how to form statements that assert information and questions that seek clarification or invite responses. We will explore the nuances of affirmative sentences, which declare facts or opinions, and interrogative sentences, which are designed to elicit information. Additionally, we will cover the concept of question tags, those small phrases added to the end of statements that turn them into questions, inviting agreement or confirmation from the listener. This skill is particularly useful in everyday conversations, as it not only helps to clarify your intentions, but also fosters a sense of connection with your audience. By the end of this video, you will have a solid understanding of how to effectively use sentence structures and question tags, empowering you to navigate various social situations with ease. Whether you are engaging in casual chats, participating in discussions, or even giving presentations, these skills will prove invaluable. Imagine being able to ask for opinions, confirm understanding, or simply keep a conversation flowing smoothly with the right sentence structures and question tags. This knowledge will not only improve your English proficiency, but also boost your confidence in speaking and writing. So, join us as we break down these concepts step by step, providing you with practical examples and exercises to reinforce your learning. Get ready to enhance your communication skills and make your conversations more dynamic and engaging. In this section, we will discuss how to construct affirmative sentences in English, which are essential for expressing clear and confident statements. An affirmative sentence is a declaration that conveys a positive assertion about a subject. For instance, consider the simple sentence, "He is a good boy." In this example, he serves as the subject while is acts as the verb, and a good boy is the complement that provides additional information about the subject. The basic structure of an affirmative sentence typically follows the subject-verb complement format, where the subject is the person or thing performing the action, the verb indicates the action or state of being, and the complement offers more details about the subject. To further illustrate this structure, let's look at a few more examples. She loves chocolate, where she is the subject, loves is the verb, and chocolate is the complement. Another example is they are friends, with they as the subject, are as the verb, and friends as the complement. These sentences clearly convey information and are straightforward in their construction. Understanding this structure is crucial for effective communication, as it allows you to express your thoughts clearly and accurately. As you practice forming affirmative sentences, try to think of different subjects and verbs to create your own statements. For example, you might say, "The dog barks loudly," or "My sister enjoys reading." The more you practice, the more comfortable you will become with constructing sentences that convey your ideas. I encourage you to take a moment to think of a few affirmative sentences about your own life or interests. This exercise will not only help reinforce your understanding of sentence structure, but also enhance your ability to communicate effectively in English. Remember, the key to mastering affirmative sentences lies in recognizing the roles of the subject and verb and practicing regularly. So, grab a pen and paper and start crafting your own affirmative sentences today. In this section, we will explore how to transform affirmative sentences into interrogative forms, which is essential for asking questions and seeking information. The process of converting an affirmative sentence into a question often involves moving the auxiliary verb to the beginning of the sentence. This shift not only changes the tone of the statement, but also invites a response from the listener. Let's start with a simple affirmative sentence. He is a good boy. To turn this into an interrogative form, we move the auxiliary verb is to the front, resulting in the question, is he a good boy? Notice how this change alters the sentence from a statement of fact to a question that seeks confirmation or clarification. This structure is fundamental in English, as it allows you to engage others in conversation and gather information. Another example can be taken from the affirmative sentence, they are friends. By moving the auxiliary verb are to the beginning, we create the interrogative form. Are they friends? This transformation is straightforward and follows the same pattern, demonstrating how easily you can shift from making a statement to asking a question. It's important to note that not all sentences will have auxiliary verbs. In cases where the verb is a main verb, such as she plays soccer, you will need to add an auxiliary verb to form a question. In this case, you could say, does she play soccer? Here, does serves as the auxiliary verb that helps to form the question. I encourage you to practice creating your own interrogative sentences. Start with affirmative statements about your daily life or interests, and then apply the transformation process. For instance, if you have the sentence, they enjoy music, try turning it into a question. Do they enjoy music? This exercise will help reinforce your understanding of sentence structures and improve your ability to communicate effectively in English. The more you practice, the more natural this process will become, allowing you to engage in conversations with confidence and clarity. So take a moment to think of some affirmative sentences and challenge yourself to turn them into questions. In this section, we will introduce the concept of question tags and explore their usage in conversation. Question tags are short phrases added to the end of a statement, transforming it into a question that seeks confirmation or agreement from the listener. They play a vital role in making conversations more interactive and engaging, as they invite responses and encourage dialogue. For example, consider the statement, he is a good boy. By adding the question tag, isn't he, we create the full sentence, he is a good boy, isn't he? This structure not only asserts a fact, but also prompts the listener to agree or provide their opinion. Question tags can help to soften statements, making them sound less forceful, and they can also express uncertainty or seek validation. To form question tags correctly, it's essential to pay attention to the structure of the main sentence. Generally, if the main sentence is affirmative, the question tag will be negative. Conversely, if the main sentence is negative, the question tag will be affirmative. For instance, if we take the affirmative sentence, they are coming, the corresponding question tag would be, aren't they? Thus, the complete sentence would read, they are coming, aren't they? On the other hand, if we have a negative statement like, she doesn't like coffee, the question tag would be, does she? Resulting in, she doesn't like coffee, does she? This pattern helps maintain consistency in the sentence structure and ensures clarity in communication. It's also important to note that the subject of the question tag must match the subject of the main sentence. For example, in the sentence, you are ready, aren't you? The subject, you, is reflected in the question tag. I encourage you to practice using question tags in your conversations. Try taking some of your affirmative and negative statements and adding appropriate question tags to them. This exercise will not only enhance your understanding of their structure, but also improve your conversational skills, making your interactions more dynamic and engaging. By mastering question tags, you will be able to create a more inviting atmosphere in your conversations, encouraging others to share their thoughts and opinions. In this section, we will discuss the relationship between affirmative sentences and their corresponding negative question tags, a crucial aspect of effective communication in English. Understanding this relationship is essential for creating engaging conversations and ensuring clarity in your statements. The fundamental rule to remember is that if the main sentence is affirmative, the question tag will be negative. This structure helps to invite agreement or confirmation from the listener, making the conversation more interactive. For instance, consider the affirmative sentence, "She is a talented musician." To form the corresponding question tag, we take the auxiliary verb is and make it negative, resulting in, "She is a talented musician, isn't she?" Here, the statement asserts a positive fact, while the question tag seeks validation from the listener. This combination encourages the listener to respond, either by agreeing or providing their perspective. Another example is the sentence, "They are going to the party." The negative question tag would be, "Aren't they?" Therefore, the complete sentence reads, "They are going to the party, aren't they?" This structure not only reinforces the information presented, but also engages the listener, prompting them to participate in the conversation. It's important to note that this rule applies consistently across various subjects and verbs. For example, in the sentence, "You like ice cream," the question tag would be, "Don't you?" resulting in, "You like ice cream, don't you?" This pattern holds true regardless of the subject, making it a reliable structure to use in everyday conversations. I encourage you to practice identifying and forming these structures in your own speech and writing. Start by creating affirmative sentences and then add the appropriate negative question tags. For example, if you say, "He enjoys playing soccer," try transforming it into, "He enjoys playing soccer, doesn't he?" This exercise will help reinforce your understanding of the relationship between affirmative sentences and their negative question tags, enhancing your overall communication skills. By mastering this structure, you will not only improve your grammatical accuracy, but also make your conversations more engaging and dynamic. So take some time to practice, and soon you'll find yourself using affirmative sentences and their negative question tags with confidence and ease. In this section, we will explain how to form question tags in the past tense, an important skill for effective communication in English. Understanding the structure of past tense sentences and their corresponding question tags will enhance your ability to engage in conversations about past events. The key to forming question tags in the past tense is to use the appropriate auxiliary verb that corresponds to the main verb in the sentence. When constructing a past tense affirmative sentence, the auxiliary verb did is often used, especially when the main verb is in its base form. For example, consider the sentence, "We lived together." To create the corresponding question tag, we need to use did in its negative form, resulting in, "We lived together, didn't we?" Here, the main sentence asserts a fact about the past, while the question tag invites confirmation from the listener. Another example is the sentence, "She visited Paris last summer." The appropriate question tag would be, "Didn't she?" Thus, the complete sentence reads, "She visited Paris last summer, didn't she?" This structure not only reinforces the information shared, but also encourages the listener to engage in the conversation by agreeing or providing their thoughts. It's important to remember that when forming question tags in the past tense, the subject of the main sentence must match the subject in the question tag. For instance, in the sentence, "They enjoyed the concert," the question tag would be, "Didn't they?" resulting in, "They enjoyed the concert, didn't they?" This consistency helps maintain clarity and coherence in your communication. I encourage you to practice forming past tense sentences with question tags. Start by creating affirmative sentences about your past experiences or events, and then add the appropriate question tags. For example, if you say, I traveled to Italy, try transforming it into, I traveled to Italy, didn't I? This exercise will help reinforce your understanding of past tense structures and their corresponding question tags, enhancing your overall communication skills. By mastering this aspect of English grammar, you will be able to discuss past events more effectively and engage your listeners in meaningful conversations. So, take some time to practice, and soon you'll find yourself using past tense sentences and their question tags with confidence and ease. In this section, we will introduce modal verbs and explore how to use them effectively in sentences and question tags. Modal verbs such as can, could, and would serve specific functions in English, allowing speakers to express ability, possibility, permission, and requests. Understanding how to incorporate these verbs into your sentences will enhance your communication skills and make your speech more nuanced. For instance, the modal verb can is used to express ability or possibility. An example sentence would be, I can swim. To form a negative sentence, you simply add not after the modal verb, I cannot swim. When creating a question tag for this sentence, you would use the negative form of can, resulting in, I can swim, can't I? This structure not only asserts your ability, but also invites confirmation from the listener. Similarly, could is often used to indicate a past ability or a polite request. For example, she could play the piano when she was younger. To make this negative, you would say, she could not play the piano when she was younger. The corresponding question tag would be, she could play the piano, couldn't she? This transformation maintains the same structure while engaging the listener in the conversation. The modal verb would is commonly used for making polite requests or expressing hypothetical situations. For example, I would like a cup of tea. To form the negative, you would say, I would not like a cup of tea. The question tag for this sentence would be, I would like a cup of tea, wouldn't I? This structure not only conveys your preference but also encourages the listener to respond. I encourage you to practice using modal verbs in your own sentences. Start by creating affirmative sentences with can, could, and would, and then transform them into negative sentences and add appropriate question tags. For example, if you say, they can help us, try changing it to, they can help us, can't they? This exercise will help reinforce your understanding of modal verbs and their usage in various contexts. By mastering modal verbs and their corresponding question tags, you will enhance your ability to communicate effectively and engage in more dynamic conversations. So, take some time to practice, and soon you'll find yourself using modal verbs with confidence and ease. In this section, we will provide practical examples and exercises to help you practice the sentence structures and question tags we've discussed. Engaging with these concepts through your own sentences will reinforce your learning and enhance your communication skills. I encourage you to take an active role in this process by creating your own examples based on the structures we've covered. Let's start with affirmative sentences and their corresponding question tags. For instance, if you create the sentence, they are going to the movies, you can form the question tag, they are going to the movies, aren't they? Now try to come up with your own affirmative sentences and add the appropriate question tags. You might say, you enjoy reading, and then transform it into, you enjoy reading, don't you? Next, let's explore past tense sentences. For example, we visited the museum last week can be turned into, we visited the museum last week, didn't we? Challenge yourself to think of past experiences and create sentences with question tags. For instance, she finished her project on time can become, she finished her project on time, didn't she? Now, let's incorporate modal verbs into your practice. Consider the sentence, I can speak Spanish. The question tag would be, I can speak Spanish, can't I? Try creating your own sentences using modal verbs like could and would. For example, he would like to join us can be transformed into, he would like to join us, wouldn't he? To further reinforce your learning, I suggest practicing both speaking and writing. Speak your sentences aloud, focusing on the intonation and rhythm of the question tags. This will help you become more comfortable using these structures in conversation. Additionally, consider keeping a journal where you write daily sentences using different tenses and question tags. This exercise will not only improve your writing skills, but also solidify your understanding of the concepts. Finally, don't hesitate to share your sentences with friends or language partners. Engaging in conversations and receiving feedback will enhance your learning experience. By actively practicing these structures in various contexts, you will gain confidence and fluency in your English communication. So take the time to create your own sentences, practice speaking and writing, and watch your skills grow. In this video, we have covered several key points that are essential for mastering English communication, particularly focusing on sentence structures and question tags. We began by discussing the significance of forming affirmative and interrogative sentences, emphasizing that a solid understanding of these structures is crucial for expressing thoughts clearly and engaging in meaningful conversations. We then explored the concept of question tags, highlighting their role in inviting agreement and fostering interaction in dialogue. We also delved into the relationship between affirmative sentences and their corresponding negative question tags, reinforcing the rule that if the main sentence is affirmative, the question tag will be negative. This understanding is vital for creating coherent and engaging conversations. Additionally, we examined how to form question tags in the past tense and with modal verbs, providing practical examples to illustrate these concepts. Throughout the video, we emphasized the importance of practice. Regularly creating your own sentences using the structures discussed will significantly enhance your English skills. Whether you are forming affirmative sentences, transforming them into interrogative forms, or incorporating question tags, consistent practice is key to gaining confidence and fluency in your communication. As you continue your journey in learning English, I encourage you to take the time to apply what you've learned. Speak and write regularly, and don't hesitate to share your sentences with friends or language partners for feedback. Engaging with others will not only reinforce your learning, but also make the process more enjoyable. If you found this video helpful, please consider subscribing to our channel for more content focused on improving your English skills. Don't forget to like the video and share it with others who are also interested in learning English. By spreading the knowledge, you can help create a supportive community of learners. Remember, mastering sentence structures and question tags is a vital step toward effective communication, and with regular practice, you will see significant improvements in your English proficiency. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to seeing you